Alright, this video, we're going to try again because I tried to make one before, it didn't work out so great, didn't finish. Just for all the wonderful YouTube surfers out there with their boards. The rich was my first thought. It's an interesting topic because so many people think, well, it's those people out there, they got all the money, and I can hate them because they never give me any. So, I had, well, it's ridiculous, really. I'm spoiled absolutely rotten. I got a woman that cooks for me, and man, she's smart. She's over 55 years old now. She's got some experience. She had some training, too, by an older woman that she submitted to for quite a few years, and she learned quite a bit, and it's quite impressive. Anyway, so I'm spoiled rotten. That's the upshot of it is. So I've had my lunch today. Man, exotic, really, because we had a friend come from India. He brought his pickled mangoes, of all things. You ever heard of such a thing? Good gracious, man. Talk about a zingy, zoomy taste. Woohoo! So, yeah, I can't point the finger at anybody and say, them bad rich people over there. Because I've had my 2 meals today. My breakfast, I started off with a couple of slices of toast. Pretty modest, you'd say, but, this isn't just any average toast. Sprouted. Good grief. I'm embarrassed. I never thought I'd be saying this, 30, 40 years ago. So sprouted grain breads, little cute little pieces of toast about that big, Oh, it's so cute. And then not just butter, but no hormone, grass-fed, I don't know. Expensive stuff. And then not just bread and butter, but on top of that, some kind of everything bagel spice. Any ever heard of that? So yeah, pretty silly when it comes down to it. Compared to what I used to live on, which I am thankful for. And I know the difference, between poverty and wealth to some extent now because of it. That's true. It's a learning experience. To a large extent, the poverty I experienced before, the quote-unquote poverty, let's get those rabbit ears up there, was due to a lot of ignorance. For years, I ate sugar, and I'm paying the price now. You can see my little... Where's the bad one here? Yeah, fingernails. Not doing so great, is it? Candida and all that stuff. So yeah, the upshot of that is, if I have enough to eat, I'm pretty much rich compared to many people. And it's true, I do work, and I work hard, and I make an honest living. I'm not kiping off the government, saying give me money for free or getting grants or whatever, justifying my position by calling meetings of the subcommittees on the decision making of the ulterior motives of the adversary to our corporation, investigating it thoroughly, or even governmental agency there. So yeah, I just work. Pretty simple. And then people like the work I do, and they give me paper dollars, and I trade them for something of value, like bread and butter with sprinkles on top. Oh, goodness. So the rich, yeah. Like I said, I'm thankful for it. I could easily go the route of what apparently there is, like, the top 1% talk about. We talk about those people doing these days. And that is never be satisfied. I like to say I have enough money. People like to say to me when I say that, well, give me some. And of course, you have to point out the fact, what's the matter? You're not content with what you have, or I'm talking about Americans here, general fat and happy people. Give me some. What are you talking about? You don't have enough yourself? What's the matter? Haven't you been working? Aren't you happy with your job? What's going on there? Just always discontent, never happy, no matter what. No matter what happens, you can't be happy unless you have more money. And that's where the Bill Gates types and, who knows, the corporations that have been going on for years and centuries and, You can mention the Roman Catholic Church and their Jesuits and all their forays into the business world and blah, 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 So yeah, it's interesting behavior, especially when you get into the fact that a lot of them have apparently very shallow, like almost no depth of character, to the point where they want to investigate thoroughly the masses and get into your brain and say, what's he doing today? He's putting on his clothes, and spying you through this little thing with its video and audio and whatever, or pay other people to do that and find out just what's going on in there. What are they saying? What are they saying about me? Good grief. But I'm not full of myself, and I go to church on Sunday, or whatever. So yeah, the ultra rich and their problems. I just watched a video on the super yachts being loaded over to Europe from Florida in the springtime or something like that. $250,000 or something silly to get it transported over there on a boat where they floated into the boat. So yeah, of course, probably at least 50% of those are, either involved in the organized crime syndicate of the Roman Catholic Church or, allegedly separate, but doing the drug trade and illicit things or offshore accounts, blah, 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 blah. Once you got stuff, your problems just compound. Oh, I've got to take care of this. Oh, I've got to do that. Oh, I got to have money to do all that. Okay, I'll hire somebody to do that. Oh, I've got to pay them, or else I've got to keep track of them and impress them and make them work against their will, How am I going to do that? And then if you're doing illicit stuff, illegal stuff, you got to look over your shoulder while you're running away. Oh, my goodness. The righteous are bold as a lion, and the wicked flee when no one pursues. It's a rough life, What are you going to do? I mean, anyway, you can't just give up. Make it right with everybody you've wronged and do the right thing. No. You're worshiping your money god. Give it up. It's going to ruin you. Lots of people have died, and lots of more will. And not all of them are going to be poor. So yeah, it's as I like to say, don't look at me. I didn't start it. I'm not responsible for it. Don't come to me with your problems. Don't come crying to me. You think you're going to live forever because you can, whatever the stupid stuff is, I got the health and the wealth and the... Anyway, yeah, the problem, it's fine to be wealthy, and it's great. If you can help others with that, that's even better. But when you start harassing other people with it, you deserve the problems you get. The Almighty Creator is never done anything wrong, has never done anything wrong, is never done anything, and he's not going to do anything wrong to anyone at any time. So when he invents these new crazy diseases you never heard of to afflict people and get them to think, like the rabbi said on his video, this guy was in Israel throwing money off of buildings. Nobody looked up. They just picked up the money and ran. But when he started throwing rocks, pelting people with rocks in their head, hey! As soon as God gives people problems, hey! I can laugh because God's given me, I could say my share of problems. I don't know. There could be more ahead. I pray he doesn't have to give me problems to get my attention. But yeah, it's interesting. I enjoy thinking about the Creator and the way he works because he's dealt with me, and you could say he's dealt harshly with me, which has overflowed to my family and friends. Unfortunately, I have to take responsibility for my actions. But yeah, he does that. In fact, the guy spoke of little pebbles that he was hitting the people with rocks. But maybe sometimes people need something to get their attention. Which, hey, is it unjust? Take it up with the Creator. At your end of your life, or right now, for that matter, take it up with your Creator and say, hey, you did the wrong thing. Good luck. Let me know how that works out. So yeah, we can be thankful to God for nothing or for everything or for anything we want to. So if you're not rich and you want to be, that might be a problem. And if you're rich and you don't want to be, That might be a problem too. And if you're rich and you want to be richer, boy, that's a really tough road to hoe. Tough road to hoe, I think is how they put that one. All the money in the world will never satisfy you, more than likely. But if you just be content with the things you have, love your maker, love your neighbor, I can say from experience that's a lot easier. Easier on the mind. Gives you a lot more peace of mind, rest. Not that life isn't without its challenges. It's just that it doesn't involve so much highfalutin, convoluted nonsense. So, yeah, and then you can go one step further and even love your enemies, like that one guy said, huh? So, I think I started this video thinking to encourage my friends not to be fearful of these wicked rich people that want to pry into other people's lives and make problems for people in politics, get people to think a certain way, and mainly I would say that when you step back and look at it, you can laugh at these people because they are silly. Their character is showing the fact that they're the ones that are not there to build other people up. They're not there for others. I mean, in the trucking industry, we see this. There's mega carriers, and they're known for not treating their drivers well. And so the word gets out, and then next thing you know, everybody's screaming, "There's a driver shortage." Well, yeah, okay. There really is a human being shortage. However, what they've done for so long, and the stories are many, is they've really considered their profits and the well-being of themselves and their company and their equipment over their workers. How long is that? How well is that working out for you? And how long is that going to last? Obviously, about this long, since the 70s, the 80s, 90s, somewhere in there till about the 2010s or so, and then people just go, "Hey, I can flip burgers at McDonald's and do better. Walk to work, sell my car, and do better than I can do working for you, bozo." So yeah, I've got it. It's interesting. But that's, trucking is definitely not the only thing. It talks about in the book of Jacob or James there, woe to you who are rich because people have been working in your fields, busting their knuckles and everything else to reap down your fields, harvest them and bring them into the barns, and you haven't paid them what they're worth. You got a barn full of food, so you've got enough food to eat. Plus, more than likely, other people are hungry in the world, and you could sell them some food. But, you're better off if you pay them as much as you can. Yeah, I'll say it again, as much as you can, as much as is possible. In other words, if you get a bonus yourself, is there a law against passing that on to your fellow man? Yet, the problem is people don't fear the Creator. They don't have any reverence for Him. They think that the Almighty doesn't see. He made eyes, He doesn't see. He made ears, and He doesn't hear what you're saying. And made the mouth, and He doesn't speak. That's a good one. How about the brain? He made the brain and the mind, but He doesn't think. He ain't thinking as smart as me, because I'm really smart. I'll smart him. I'm so smart. Good luck. Good luck, Chuck. All right, well, like I said before, I'm the world's greatest speaker, and people come from miles and distant lands to hear me speak with my fancy, all the accoutrements. But at any rate, encouragement to those who are being faithful with the good they know to do, and suffering, a lot of them, for doing right, speaking out for what's right. That it does show the lack of character of people when they oppress others. And it is possible in the face of oppression to be kind to those people. That's where you got to ask the Maker for wisdom for exactly how to treat the situation. Because people want to make rules and say, well, religion is the answer, and faith is the answer, and this rule will fix it, and, if you keep the Sabbath, that'll fix it. Well, we're talking about interpersonal relationships. Human beings are dynamic individuals. They can even change. They can even change for the better. What a thought, what a concept, what a process of, what is that called? Changing for the better. So yeah, you hope your enemy will do that, but sometimes they don't for years even. Ask me how I know. But a big part of that is changing ourselves to where we have what they call sincere love. When you get sincere love, oh man, I think that's what actually everybody who is pure in heart is striving for, is sincere love enough not only to love their friends sincerely enough to even pray for them, your friends, and not just take them for granted, but love your enemies, and you can pray for them and bless them too, be a blessing to them. But how to do that? How do you be a blessing to your enemies? Because they can be conniving little and very shrewd, and religious is all get out. Oh man, you wouldn't believe it how religious they can be. So yeah, it's not the end of the world, and don't worry, you're not the first or the only person to do it. Keep on praying, keep on calling out to the Almighty, saying, God help me, I need your help. Amen. It's a good idea, generally speaking. Okay, I know this isn't the greatest video. I'm trying to get the light on my face, but hey, what's the difference if you don't see it on my face? It's just an old wrinkly thing. So I think, yeah, it's not that important. All right. My 2 cents worth. And yeah, and for the poor, keep looking up. And to us who are in the middle, we can do good to both the rich and the poor, or to all men as we have the opportunity. Of course, when people hate you and want to kill you, that kind of cuts off the opportunity for the most part to do good to them, because generally, depending on the situation, you have to run for your life sometimes. So, if you're running for your life, you don't exactly have the opportunity to do good to that person, except for to demonstrate that they're not the people to be around. So, yeah, do good to all humankind, males, females, especially those that are trusting the Creator and doing good to others, so that we can keep overcoming evil with good. Yes? Okay, good.